one of the things I appreciate about my evening wind down routine is that I will not get bothered. No one is slacking me at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Unless we are in a launch, we have very, very strict boundaries respecting time zones and people's personal life. And so I love that.
Hey, my name is Jenna Kutcher, and I am obsessed with all things business, marketing, numbers, and helping you to navigate both the messy and the magical seasons of this thing called life. I'm a small town mama who took a $300 camera, grew a successful photo biz, and now I work from home and run a 7-figure online business. I teach you the tried and true secrets to building a career you adore. Shy away from the real talk? No way. Money, hardship, growth, loss, and marketing are all topics we discuss here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for happy hour with a gal pal mixed with business school. Pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be challenged and encouraged while you learn. This is the Goal Digger Podcast.
If you're anything like me, it can be really hard to pivot from work mode into life mode, especially if you're an entrepreneur and the work is quite literally never done. Now, over the past few years, I've incorporated a few key practices into my daily rhythms that have helped me be more present in my life, even when there are needs in the business. And I am weirdly excited about today's episode. I don't think I'm the only one, but I am obsessed with hearing about other people's routines, whether it's their morning routine or their skincare routine. There is something so fun for me about visualizing that person's life in a more detailed way. And I always feel like I get a few new tips and tricks to try in my own life. So today I'm going to walk through and share my personal little work wind down routine with you, how I exit the workday and enter into life mode. And for me, mom mode with more ease and less tension. Let's dive on in. It's all a little overwhelming, isn't it? Help desk software, payment processing, email marketing tools, blogging platforms, SEO tools, deal management tracking. Goal Digger, take a deep breath because you don't need more tools to get more out of your business. You just need HubSpot. Their all-in-one customer platform is a dream come true for you and for every member of your team. With best-in-class campaigns and workflows to generate more leads for marketing, category-leading pipeline management to help sales close more deals, powerful AI chatbots, and a knowledge base to help service teams scale, HubSpot is built to deliver results and revenue faster to help your business grow. So dump the disconnected tools and the chaos that comes with them. Discover what HubSpot's all-on-one platform can do to streamline your business. Visit HubSpot.com to grow better today. HubSpot.com. We've all caught glimpses at those memes where they talk about entrepreneurship in this way, where they say entrepreneurs are the only crazy people crazy enough to leave a 9 to 5 in order to work 24/7. And I think those are funny. They're laughable, especially at different stages of entrepreneurship. But I also think that they can be slightly harmful and set this expectation or standard that this is what you need to expect and this is what you need to do as an entrepreneur. And if you followed for any amount of time, you definitely know that I am not a stranger to burnout. There have been so many seasons where I literally don't shut down, where I really struggle to turn off. And I know what it's like to feel like you have to work 24/7, or the only way to earn more is to work more, or you're constantly connected, bringing your laptop and your phone everywhere, and the pings and the dings are giving you anxiety. And I just know all of that. It's not a good feeling, and it's definitely not healthy. And for me, one of the biggest shifts in really wanting to create more space and more definition between my work and my life was becoming a mom. And it's really interesting because if you followed our story for any amount of time, before we had my oldest daughter, Coco, I had 2 miscarriages and they were 2 years apart. And in that stage of my business, I was totally in a stage of business where I was trading time to earn money. And the only way to make more money was to work more. And I learned so much in our waiting season. I always talk about how I just didn't waste that waiting season because it taught me so much. And it also allowed me the time while I was grieving to figure out, what do I really want? What do I want life to look like? What type of mom do I want to be? Could I even be the type of mom I want to be with the business the way it is? And the answer was no. And whoa, was that an awakening in so many different ways, in so many challenging ways. But at the same time, I can really look back, and if I hadn't gone through such horrific and challenging loss, I don't think I would have challenged myself, because on society's expectations, I was crushing it, right? I had built this 6-figure business. It was amazing. I was so proud of myself. I am still proud of myself, but that business wasn't sustainable. I've talked about how, hustle is often required to get the dream off the ground, but if hustle is the only way that you can sustain it, then it's not the dream. And that was a huge realization that I had. And so when I finally held my daughter after 3 years of waiting, I really recognized the fact that I didn't want this life of when I'm working, I'm feeling guilty that I'm not with my kids. And when I'm with my kids, I'm thinking about the work that I should be doing. And in order to kind of alleviate some of that mom guilt, I had to get really clear on what mattered in my business, but also figure out how to shut off that mode of myself and really enter into motherhood in the way that I wanted to, and be able to transition from work to motherhood in a really seamless way. And I have ADHD. I mean, my brain and my thoughts are crazy and complex. And so trying to wrangle my thoughts often feels impossible. I remember when I was trying to learn how to meditate and I was like, wait, you're supposed to not think. And I was like, that's impossible for me. I mean, now I know meditation on a much different level, but it's really, really hard. And I believe at the core of my being that we all desire to be more present, to be in our lives, to fully experience the richness of life. But I also don't think that is possible when we don't have boundaries in place and rhythms in place and routines in place that allow us to kind of transition from one role into the next. It was really interesting because we have some dear friends, and sometimes on Friday nights we'll go over and have pizza with them. And we got over to their house the other day, and my girlfriend was still at work. She's coming home, and her husband was home with both of the kids. And I had this weird moment of realization of wow, since I've been a mom, I have very much been bouncing back and forth between work and life and motherhood, sometimes within seconds, right? I exclusively nursed my daughters. And so Drew would just come on into my office and drop off a baby, and then I would feed him, and then he would go. And while I had the amazing support of him being a stay-at-home dad, I was also very deeply integrated into their rhythms and routines as a family, which was so beautiful. I have no regrets about that. But I also recognize no wonder I feel like I have a hard time transitioning from one role to the next, because I would often do it, within seconds at the drop of a hat. And so I have been leaning in as I feel like we are getting out of the weeds of that stage of life as parents, trying to figure out and really just anchor down this beautiful wind down routine that allows me to just be fully present with my children, fully present with Drew, fully free of all the worries and thoughts and ideas and tasks that need to get done. And yeah, so let's dive in. Okay. So one of the things I was actually talking to my therapist about this, because I just said, sometimes I feel like it takes my brain 20, 30 minutes to release the work stuff and get into life mode. And if you have limited amount of time with your kids, that's wasted time, right? Where you're not totally there. You're there, but you're not there, right? And so my therapist had talked about the importance of having something in your life that kind of signals to your body, to your brain, that this is a transition. And one of the things that I've done for years, and I've talked about it on the show, is whenever I enter a threshold into a room, I try to just take a second to ground myself of why am I here? What is my purpose for being here? So it's before I step into my office, my purpose today is to record this content for you. When I step into my living room, my purpose today is to be available for my children. And so I've done that. But one thing I was joking about with other friends who work from home is I was like, man, wouldn't it be nice to have a 10-minute commute, just 10 minutes of playing music or sitting in silence or sipping your coffee or whatever that is to gear up and get ready for work and to unwind and get done from work. And if you work from home, you don't have a commute. We were joking. We were maybe we should just get in our cars at the end of the day and do a lap around the block just to have that time. And that actually might be a great solution for people. And so my therapist, she'll take her dog on a walk around the block when she's done with her work before she enters into her life. And she challenged me because I am prone to work until the last minute and then just shut my laptop and try to get into life with my kids. And that's where I feel the most scattered. And so she's how could you just set aside 5 minutes, just ground yourself to transition? You could do a meditation. You could walk on the treadmill. You could go outside and put your feet in the grass. What does that transition look like? And so I'm still nailing it down perfectly. But one thing that I've been doing is every day Drew picks Coco up from school and he takes Quinn with him. And so that is kind of a time where the house is quiet. And so one of the things I've been doing is I've just started prepping dinner. I like put on music in the prepping of dinner. I'm not on my phone. I'm not on screens. And like that has just been kind of a nice way to like serve my family, have things prepared when they get home, and help my brain transition out of work mode. So something for you to think about is just like, what is something you could do every day to signal a transition of like the work is done, the life begins. Think about what that could be for you.
Hey, goal diggers. Lately, I've been getting excited to finish furnishing our new home, which is why I want to tell you about a brand that we absolutely love, which is Article. I have been a fan and a customer of Article for years. I'm always blown away by the curated assortment of furniture styles they offer. They have mid-century modern, coastal, industrial, Scandinavian, and even boho designs. There is something for everyone, no matter your taste. In our last house, we had their sofa and leather chairs. At our lake house, we have their dining table and chairs. We also just ordered some of their outdoor furniture for our new patio. Like, if you can't tell, we are obsessed with Article. The quality and style are top notch. Article's online only model means that they can offer some great prices with fast and hassle-free delivery. Pick the delivery time that works for you, and they keep you updated every step of the way. Article's customer is also amazing. They're knowledgeable, friendly, and always there when you need them. If you're like me and you're itching to give your home a makeover, I highly recommend checking out Article. They believe in delightful design for every home, and thanks to their commitment to style, quality, and affordability, it's never been easier to transform your space. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/goaldigger and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/goaldigger for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Goal diggers, we all know the B2B landscape can be a bit complex. From lengthy buying cycles to complicated decision-making processes, reaching your target audience can be tough. But I found a solution tailored just for you: LinkedIn ads. A whopping 79% of B2B content marketers say LinkedIn produces the best results for paid media. That's because with LinkedIn ads, you're not just casting a wide net and hoping for the best, you're strategically building relationships and driving real results. We're talking about a platform with over 1 billion members, including 180 million senior level executives and 10 million C-level executives. You are networking with the actual decision makers. And LinkedIn's targeting and measurement tools are specifically designed for B2B marketers, meaning you're not wasting time or money on irrelevant leads. In fact, in the tech industry, LinkedIn ads have been shown to generate 2 to 5 times higher return on ad spend compared to other social media platforms. Using LinkedIn ads allows you to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to industry trends and developments, whether it's finding the perfect partner for a collaboration or uncovering new opportunities for growth. LinkedIn can be your secret weapon. Make B2B marketing everything it can be and get $100 credit on your next campaign. Go to linkedin.com/goal to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/goal. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay. The next thing that has been so huge in terms of a routine is something that is just a part of our team culture. And I know that not everybody listening has a team or has the autonomy to dictate how your team functions, but we have very, very strict boundaries in our business around how we're communicated with about work. And I just want to encourage you, if you are someone who your phone stresses you out because you're worried that someone's going to be asking you something about work, figure out ways to get it so that you don't have that anxiety around your device. So we use Slack to communicate. We only use Slack. We have to ask permission to text because I recognize that oftentimes I could be working and then 2 minutes later my kid could run in and I'm with my kid, and I just don't want my phone to be something that I'm tying to work. And again, I recognize it's not possible for everybody, but one of the things I appreciate about my evening wind down routine is that like I will not get bothered. Like no one is slacking me at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Like unless we are in a launch, we have very, very strict boundaries respecting time zones and people's personal life. And so I love that. And we set Slack statuses. So like if you're offline, no one's going to bother you. If you have like, I'm getting lunch from this hour to this hour, nobody will ping you then, just to like give people more space in their life. And so that's one thing that really helps. So one of the things I've been doing is here's kind of how the evening goes. So typically I'll finish work around 4:30 or 5. And that is when the kids are home. We have a solid hour and a half of just like playtime. So last night we were outside. We got this cute little playhouse and swing set. Coco and I were like running laps in the yard and we were pretending that we had a cafe. And like, that's just like our playtime, like get energy out, connection time. Then we feed the kids dinner. And a lot of times we will feed them dinner and eat separately. I know this is not a hot take. For us, like when we all eat together, it just always feels slightly chaotic where it's like the kids need this, we're doing this. Like we're not there, we're there, but we're not there. And so half of the week we'll eat with our kids. Half of the week we actually eat after they go to bed. Then 6:00 we watch one episode of Bluey. So it's one episode. They're 8 minutes long. Every night the kids ask for an extra one. I'm like, babes, one episode. They're like, we know, mom. And then we bring them upstairs. And usually we divide and conquer for bedtime. So Drew will take one kid, I will take the other, and then we switch so that we get time with each girl before they go to bed. And typically speaking, they are sleeping and in bed between 7 and 7:30. So it's actually pretty awesome. And then if we haven't eaten yet, that's when we eat. So last night, Drew made steaks and asparagus and potatoes, and him and I had that together, which was just much more relaxing and nice. And then him and I will either watch a TV show or we'll go down in sauna or we'll just like relax. But one of the things that I do is once I put the kids to bed, this is so funny. I do turn down service in our bedroom. So if you don't know what turn down service is, if you stay at a very fancy hotel, I'm talking like Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, they do this thing called turn down service. It's so unnecessary and also amazing. So they go into your room before it's bedtime and they'll pull your sheets down. Sometimes they'll put a pillow on your bed. They'll get your room ready. They'll like close all the curtains. They like make an environment for sleep. And so once I finish bedtime with the girls, I go into our bedroom and I prepare our bedroom for bedtime. Now, this is also a time of transition for me from motherhood into wife and into an individual human. And I love doing this because it also feels like a gift for my future self, right? Like when I come upstairs after watching a show or reading a book or whatever, I get to just climb into bed. It's already ready for me. So I'll close our curtains. I'll pull down our sheets. I'll take our throw pillows off of our bed. I turn on my white noise. I get my diffuser filled. I have this Now Foods diffuser. I love, they have eucalyptus and lavender. I do a mix of essential oils. I get the diffuser going. I turn our lamps on super dim and I basically just set the environment for a rest-filled night. Now I'm doing this at 7:00. We don't go to bed at 7, but this again just helps me transition from being with the kids into like, okay, slowing down, just being grounded and enjoyment. I also do my skincare at this time. This has been such a game changer for me. I know this might sound silly, but spending 5 minutes by myself doing my skincare, one, not only I would argue it helps the products actually sink into your skin better before you like go and lay on a pillow, but two, again, a gift to my future self. When it's 9:30 and I'm tired, I don't want to do my full skincare routine. So if I do it at 7:00, man, I do it well and it gives my skin time to absorb. So kids go to bed, I do turn down service in our bedroom, and then I go into my bathroom and I do my skincare and I do it slowly and I just enjoy it. And again, it just feels like a gift to myself. It feels like self-care in a way of like, okay, come back to you. You know, you've been a boss, you've been an entrepreneur, you've been a mom, you're about to be a wife, but this is your time. And so I love that. So I love Primally Pure. I've also been trying, I've only ever talked about used Primally Pure for the last 7 years. I also found this product, One Skin, it's called. It's a peptide cream and it's supposed to help like reverse age your skin. So I do my whole Primally Pure and then I finish with One Skin. They also have a really good SPF. So I'm testing out a few other products. And so, yeah, I do my skincare and that's when then I come down and I'm like just way more present and grounded for Drew. I also used to never be a pajamas girl. Let me tell you, I am a huge fan of pajamas now. I used to sleep in like sweatpants and like old t-shirts. There is something about a matching pair of PJs and like that, like soft material. It just hits different. I swear to you. My two favorite pajama brands are Nuuds, Nuuds, and my friend Mallory Irvin has a line called In My Sundays. I've been meaning to try, there's a brand called, I think, Eberjay. But let me just tell you, actual pajamas, they feel more luxurious. They help regulate my temp. They just really set the stage. So you don't need to go out and buy pajamas, but I'm just telling you, if you don't have one pair of nice pajamas, it might be something you want to invest in. So kids go to bed, turn down service, skincare, get into my PJs. One of the things I'm really proud of us for is that we have this box. I've talked about it on the podcast before. It's called the ARO box, ARO box. And basically our phones go in them from like 5 p.m. until 7 a.m. Like most nights, we are getting 12 plus hours of our phones just being plugged in our box. So this box is so cool. It's just this cute little white box with a wood top, has chargers in it. We have it in our pantry. So it's like not even really accessible. And whenever we are with our kids, we put our phones in the box. And it has just been such a beautiful habit. So like, I don't even touch my phone until Coco goes off to school. So she doesn't see mom on her phone at all in the morning. When she gets home, she doesn't really see me on my laptop or my phone, but that box is so nice. And what's been so cool is when you put your phone in it, it tracks your time that you're off of your phone. And it's so fun because it'll send you these little like notifications, these little dopamine hits of like, you just earned back 12 hours of your life. I'm like, that is awesome. So we put our phones in the box. They stay in the box until the morning. Sometimes we like scroll before we head up to bed, but I would say we do very, very well. And our RO time would argue that for us because you can't cheat it. It tracks it. And so Drew and I really try to just stay off of our devices and wind down. And there's just so much science too behind, like, if you're looking at screens and lights and all these things of how your brain, no wonder our brains feel overwhelmed. So having that box has just been so great for us as a family. It's been such a challenge and it's fun because you can like compete against your partner of like who can have their phone in the box more. So we always tease each other because sometimes I'll like grab Drew's phone to look up a recipe and is like, are you just trying to get more RO time? I'm like, guilty as charged.
Are you an entrepreneur or a driven business owner looking to take your business to the next level? Then you need to tune into the Boss Babe podcast hosted by my incredible friend, Natalie Ellis. Now, this is one of my favorite podcasts to tune into every single week. I do not miss an episode. Natalie shares in a way that makes these complex ideas really easy to understand. And let me tell you, her love of systems is straight up contagious. These episodes are the opposite of fluff. They are jam-packed with actionable insights and real strategies that you can start implementing right away. Every week, Natalie dives deep into the strategies and tactics that can help you build a wildly successful, profitable, and freedom-based business. So if you've ever wondered how successful women structure their businesses and their lives, or if you've been wanting to make more money while enjoying your life, this podcast is perfect for you. Natalie isn't just any host. She's an angel investor, the founder and CEO of Boss Babe, and she's an audience of over 5 million people. She has built a media brand into a household name and is now sharing her secrets with you. Subscribe to the Boss Babe podcast on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform to level up your business this year. That's the Boss Babe podcast hosted by Natalie Ellis to get everything you need to start, grow, and scale your business. Go hit subscribe right now.
When I was starting my journey with online courses nearly a decade ago, I needed a platform that could keep up with my dreams and support my vision. And Kajabi came to the rescue. I have been a paying customer of Kajabi for years upon years. They are the only platform I use, trust, and recommend for online course creators. Kajabi is the ultimate one-stop shop that empowers you to build a thriving online business and generate predictable recurring revenue. Whether you're creating online courses, exclusive membership sites, or hosting subscription podcasts, Kajabi has got you covered. Kajabi will handle your transactions without taking a single penny of your money. That's right. You get to keep 100% of what you earn. Plus, you get powerful analytics, easy payment options, email marketing tools, and customizable website templates. The cool thing is too, you don't need a huge audience to make a sustainable income. There are thousands of creators on Kajabi making 6 and 7 figures with less than 50,000 followers. It's all about leveraging the right tools and strategies to grow your business, and Kajabi makes that possible. Right now, Kajabi is offering a free free 30-day trial if you go to kajabi.com/Jenna. That's KAJABI.com/Jenna. Head to kajabi.com/Jenna and join the creators and entrepreneurs who have made over $7 billion. We try to go to bed so my dream scenario is that we're up in our bedroom at 9, falling asleep by 9:30. Most of the time we're heading up to our bed closer to 9:30 and we're asleep by 10, but we do not stay up late. When people tell me that they stay up late and watch Netflix and stuff, I do not resonate. It does not work for me. I love sleep. And I think now that we're coming out of the weeds in parenthood and we're actually getting pretty decent sleep, I recognize how sleep deprived we were for so many years. And so, yeah, we love to control the controllables. And one of the controllables with sleep is what time you go up to bed. So we don't have any devices in our room except for Kindles. We love to read. I read before bed every single day. I have not skipped a day. I will never forget my sister's bachelorette party years ago. And we got back from being out partying. It was 3 a.m. and somebody walked in the room. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I was reading in my Kindle. I'm like, this is just how I fall asleep. I don't do business books. I only read for pleasure. I'm not looking at personal development or anything that will get my wheels turning or fire me up. I just love reading for fun. So here are a few of my recent reads. I read The Women by Kristen Hanna. Super good. Really, really enjoyed it. Anything by Frida McFadden. She is fantastic. She did The Housemaid, The Teacher, The Wife Upstairs. Drew, my mom, and I are all reading her books and then discussing. And so we have almost a little mini book club, and they're just really good page turners. I'm currently reading a book called The Most Fun We Ever Had, but I just love that wind down routine. And I think what's so interesting is that when we look at routines and transitioning from work to life, we really just have to figure out ways that we can honor the slowdown and release things and not hold on to things, because especially as entrepreneurs, the work is never done. So whether you have a notepad where you write down your ideas so that you can release them and not go take immediate action, or you can set better boundaries, I just think this can be a really great way for you to transition into more presence in your life, whatever role it is you're playing. I have loved just incorporating these little routines into my life and day, because I feel these transitions feel a lot easier, and it feels a lot better for me to not feel I should just crack my computer and do one more email, or, oh, I need to get back to that one person who texted me. It just has created a little bit more of a boundary around my life. And I feel I'm also just way more present for my life. So take what serves you from my routine. Maybe try something new. Maybe try a little turn down service, make your room feel all Four Seasons-y, even if it doesn't look anything like it. But think about your environment, what you can control, and how you can transition better. And I think that we'll all be better for it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is so fun. A little departure from the marketing, but this is also very important work that we're doing here. So thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for being a Goal Digger podcast listener. If you haven't in a while, take some time, make sure you're subscribed. So make sure you are subscribed and you never miss a show. And if you have a minute today, could you leave a review? It means so much to me. It helps our show get found by other people. Share the show with a few of your friends, whatever works for you. I'm just so grateful you're in my community. And of course, until next time, keep on digging your biggest goals.
I'm over here giving you a virtual high five because you just finished another episode of the Goal Digger podcast. Did that go by way too fast for anyone else? If you want more, head over to goaldiggerpodcast.com for show notes and all the discount codes from today's sponsors. And if you're looking for a new crew of movers and shakers like you to bounce ideas and ask questions, be sure to join my exclusive community for Goal Diggers on Facebook. The link's waiting for you at goaldiggerpodcast.com. Hey, Goal Diggers. Lately, I've been getting excited to finish furnishing our new home, which is why I want to tell you about a brand that we absolutely love, which is Article. I have been a fan and a customer of Article for years. I'm always blown away by the curated assortment of furniture styles they offer. They have mid-century modern, coastal, industrial, Scandinavian, and even boho designs. There is something for everyone, no matter your taste. In our last house, we had their sofa and leather chairs. At our lake house, we have their dining table and chairs. We also just ordered some of their outdoor furniture for our new patio. If you can't tell, we are obsessed with Article. The quality and style are top notch. Article's online only model means that they can offer some great prices with fast and hassle-free delivery. Pick the delivery time that works for you, and they keep you updated every step of the way. Article's customer team is also amazing. They're knowledgeable, friendly, and always there when you need them. If you're like me and you're itching to give your home a makeover, I highly recommend checking out Article. They believe in delightful design for every home, and thanks to their commitment to style, quality, and affordability, it's never been easier to transform your space. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/goaldigger and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/goaldigger for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.